everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with a Pirate over Alles mod. Last time around we took London and we fought off and cleared our ports, so we're making money again, but there's still quite a problem. Something that I didn't touch upon, I think, in the last episode. Anyways, I've just ended turn. During the end turn, nothing really happened. Britain did ask for peace, but as I've captured like half their country and most of the important centers, the only one really that was remaining is in Scotland. So I've just ended turn, and we're gonna go through something that I didn't really hit on last time, because I don't very often run into the problem of going bankrupt. One of the factors of going bankrupt is, of course, that you cannot pay your troops. So an army, these two armies right here, which have not been fighting anyone, I need to replenish them by 8,000 for that one and 7,000 for that one. And that's just the losses due to the bankruptcy. I am gonna deploy a fleet here. What I did was I moved my fleet out here to block the enemy coming in, but I need to repair this fleet as well. So I'm gonna repair it, and then I'm gonna put this fleet instead as the blocking fleet. So if the British try anything, they'll run into the fire ships first. The fire ships should actually be complemented by one ship, shouldn't they? Now when I think about it, this one didn't need to be rebuilt, so I'll put that one in, so that can stay behind and then retreat, and the fire ships can take their course. Ernst Westermark was one of my more veteran generals, so that's quite unfortunate. We're gonna get a new one. Walfrid Forsberg is gonna take command there. So this is the same here. So it's only one of these armies were really brought in against London, but still this one needs to replenish for 5,000. This one for 11. This was the one that we're fighting. And this one for 5,000. We have a rebel force coming up through here, and I'm gonna destroy it because I don't want Britain to come back just yet. A saboteur died, and the toilet trap. The toilet trap. Right. So we're gonna try and move all the troops towards Scotland and Edinburgh. And meanwhile, though, because of me not realizing, or me realizing now that I need to replenish all these forces, having lost so many men meant that all these colonial forces that were moving forward lost a high amount of troops. So all of them had to be put into retreat. And this includes the armies that were ferried across by navies as well. So I have actually recalled, and I think they've arrived. Or did they not arrive? They're gonna arrive next turn. I brought in the navy that I sent here. I'm recalling that because it's so important right now that I keep my trade open. And I recalled the navy that I sent here with the army. So they're coming back, because if that had lost, say, half strength, which I think a lot of these armies have actually lost, then landing that when there was so many troops there, that would have been just suicide. So they're coming back. And not really, but like every single force, like garrison forces, every force everywhere has lost this. Has lost troops. But the ones that we're gonna go ahead and replenish are the ones that are actually fighting on the front lines. So we're gonna pull back to our own borders and replenish. So these 3 forces here, and then we're gonna replenish these forces here. But I don't think I'll replenish all these forces because I need to save some money to replenish. Make sure that I can replenish the forces in England. But I do want to replenish the army that I'm bringing on here by this navy. This army I would rather like to replenish. But I also want to use this navy to attack. I'm thinking about attacking this, even though it's really strong. I'm pretty sure I can take this. Perhaps. We have a firepower 158. Theirs is though 200, which is a lot. But I have more ships. I have 8 ships against their 3. So I should be able to level more broadsides into them. So I'm hoping to make sure that this army doesn't land anywhere. I could actually use this force. Although perhaps that should be sent against a larger fleet like this one. I think they have another one somewhere that is even bigger. They keep attacking this port as well. 1200, I can repair that. Let's make just sure that... Perhaps, no, not this. Here. Here is where we need to replenish. The problem also, I kind of need to balance this with if the British manage to break through and once again blockade the port here, then I'll go bankrupt again and we'll have a great disaster. And it would not be as much of a disaster if I constantly kept a quite high sum of money in store for just such an occasion. Right. What we'll start with dealing with Scotland. I think because all the sieges kind of end up the same, we're gonna try and avoid as much as possible. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna skip a lot, is what I'm trying to say. So we're gonna try and move up all the troops here. And fight them. Perhaps this army should pull back. Or I don't need to put that many troops, I think. I'm more interested I'm pretty sure if I destroy them here at Scotland, it's like it's over for them compared to if I tried to destroy them elsewhere. We won't be able to bring in the force on the left there, but you can see the numbers here. So all these forces have dropped down quite significantly. These are the 2 forces that didn't fight last time around, and still they're down to 4,000. So they've lost about 1,500 men or so due to desertion, I guess. What I will do here is I will move the cavalry, and instead I will bring 2 of the extra artillery pieces up to that. And then what I could actually do is I could bring this force up and I could chase these 2 forces away, make it easier for us to actually fight this, because otherwise it becomes a rather large fight, doesn't it? But perhaps let's screw London. I'm gonna bring this force up as well, and the cavalry is gonna join in there, and then we're gonna take this force around. We're gonna make sure that these are not able to reinforce the actual siege, which I think will be annoying quite a bit. And looking at it, it's a clear outer assault. So I lost 1,500 men. But the enemy lost 1800, and, more importantly, they are forced away. So they won't be coming to the aid of the beleaguered army in Edinburgh. Lots of features gained. 10 plus recovery chance for casualties of battle. That's huge. Right, so now we have nothing to guard London, so that's gonna fall. But we'll be able to take Scotland here. So I will be bringing a force of 9,000 men against 7,000 defenders. They've got their bloody mortars as usual. It's gonna do quite a number on my men as we advance here. But I have, you know what? Look at that. I've still got a cavalry unit here that I can replace. And perhaps I don't want to merge these old units because then I won't be getting those guys back. Continue the siege. But what we can do is we can remove this cavalry unit, move him over here, and instead have this gun. No, I cannot move the gun because it doesn't have the movement range. So, but we want to attack with as much as possible in this army to start off with. So, we should go ahead and move the troops that we can over to that army, which should be quite a lot. We'll move all the Western regiments. Can't I move multiples? Oh, it doesn't allow me. Okay, so if I move them out and then in, oh, that's gonna take forever. Okay, screw that then. Right, let's just go ahead and have the fight. I'm pretty sure this might end it all, if I'm not mistaken. Right, this might be it. Let's go ahead and see if it is. And so it begins. I've already destroyed 3 parts of the wall, which have killed, I would gather, more than 1,000 men. Clearly more than 1,000 men. You can see all the bodies which are lying around here. It's kind of hard to see perhaps now when they're standing on top of them. But there's thousands of troops lying dead below. And now I intend to kill even more. We had quite a bit of stuttering moving forward here. But now when I've deployed troops close to the wall and they're coming out, the stuttering is gone. We should hopefully be fine. But they're throwing the grenades at the wrong unit. We're supposed to be throwing grenades at those guys. There we go. Now blow that one sky high. Give me an entry to the fort. Clearly that was not enough, and leaving the grenadiers on their own, probably not a great idea. I'm gonna detach 2 units to that side. I'm hoping to break the wall here as well. As you can see, we've made a long line of all the troops with reserves. And then what I did was I moved forward 2 units, 2 of the smaller units, set them as square here, and then have the enemy come out of the castle and giving these guys free rein to shoot into the enemy. And hopefully that's the way I'm going to win. Or at least get them out of the castle so that we can break their spirit rather than having to murder every single one of them. Right. There's quite a few of them coming out here, but I'm hoping that I can get them to stop pursuing my grenadiers. Get shot by the regiments that are moving out. This one should be able, hopefully, perhaps to throw grenades at the guards, while this one leads the troops straight. There's actually two guards out now. Oh, this unit, unfortunately, retreating. And I don't think these 175 is going to stand against 200 guards. However, I do have my grenadiers, which is, if we are able to lock these two in combat, we should be able to get the grenadiers up behind and blow them to pieces. Let's see if I'm able to maneuver my troops around here. I'm gonna try and hold these guys. Ah, crap, cavalry. That's not good. I'm gonna have to detach more troops here on the side. This one of 228 is gonna come up. Quite a bit risky to throw the grenades from behind. But perhaps if I throw at the cavalry. This side is getting overwhelmed. We're gonna have to detach even more units to come to the aid. We have one unit that's actually now standing to fire at us. Okay, those grenades landed all over the place, and well, you know what? That unit actually somehow managed to beat the guards. I think it was their own cavalry riding into the back of them that caused that. Oh crap! Horse grenadiers. That's a big problem. Oh crap! Now this unit's giving way as well. And you're beset by cavalry. Form square. We're actually looking at quite a bit of trouble here against the British, as they're very successful at storming out of the castle. I've loads of troops retreating all over the place. I'm gonna get the grenadiers up into the woods. We're gonna see about trying to hold them there. I figure I can hit this guy with grenades. And while I will kill a load of my own, more importantly, I think I can blunt their assault, which would do rather well. Also, at this point, there's no point in firing on the remaining parts of the wall, because the enemy has literally just come out of the fort entirely. There we will go. Rig, grenade throw. Lots of enemy troops lost. The enemy very unhappy. Lots of troops retreating. I think I'm going to bring the grenadiers around and charge the enemy on the side instead. And then focus in the heavy artillery bombardment on that one unit. As it's getting closer now, we're going to switch to grenades. You're going to charge here. Get rid of that. And that's clear. Now there's still units inside, but superior firepower is now winning out on our side, in our side's favor. Doesn't look like we managed to get the grenade hits that I wanted. I'm gonna order a unit to retreat. We need to be pushing for the center. We have one unit still that is fighting. 72nd Regiment of Foot. Preparing to shoot us down. There is nothing here though, so I can move through there. Now there's still old cavalry and 2 units of reserves inside. Around the banner, and then there's 2 right here. This one's facing a lot of fire from all sides. He's not going to be able to actually do this, and then I'll move you through, and I'll order you specifically to attack these guys. 33rd is coming to fight us, so I'll deploy these two ready to fight them. Could be that some units there are ready to come through to fight us. I'm gonna order all of these to try and get through here. Oh, we actually have one enemy unit that has rallied. Yeah, they're shooting us in the back now. Oh, the grenadiers, I forgot to order them what they were supposed to attack. They're firing from us from pretty far distance though. So I think I'll be fine so far. Alright, the grenadiers have moved past. Ah, fuck. They broke. That's not great. But I'm able to get 4 units in through this breach. We're supposed to be firing on that. Meanwhile, these 2 units are trying to shoot their way through here. Hopefully that will work out. These 2 are firing on the guys on the wall, however they are bringing up the 35th. And the 35th I should be able to hit. And I'm gonna bring up the grenadiers again. See if that works. I'll order you to be reserved behind here. I might decide to charge them just to lock them in place. Okay, the enemy... we're gonna turn these guys around. Clearly the enemy does not want to come to the forefront of this area to fight us. But at the same time, I don't want my grenadiers to be triggered to throw the grenades on these guys up here, because that's going to be pointless. I want these two to fire on this though. Right, they've come out, walk it into the fire. These 3 are now in. I'll order these 2 up, ready to absolutely bombard that unit, and I want 1 unit to go through there, actually the smaller unit, and then you can kind of go through here. Looks like we won that fight. We are hopefully winning this fight. Kinda don't want to, as soon as I get close, they come closer, but I don't get an opportunity to throw my grenades. I'm gonna give them the order to specifically go after those men. And then you guys are gonna run up all the way through here. You should be firing everyone at the same time, because that's cavalry. And that's how you shoot at cavalry. Oh, the British are getting closer. They intend to charge us and beat us that way, which is going to work. How have we not just absolutely slaughtered this unit? And how, or why I should say, is it just standing there, right in my way? Okay, the guards are now fighting. They outnumber us, however, I'm gonna bring up troops. I'm gonna bring these 2, set them up on either side, and shoot into that. And that's the way we're gonna win it. The Grenadiers came inside, but they were forced away. Enemy general just killed, and we just received reinforcements. Right, we getting attacked by 1 regiment over there. I'm gonna send 1 guy to claim the flag, and then this larger regiment's gonna come up behind. I'm gonna get this guy inside. I'm gonna charge here. Now you can see a little bit better what I was talking about in the beginning of just how many troops that I blew up here on the wall. Tons of troops here, tons of troops lying around here, and then tons of troops there. And then here there didn't actually die that many. I want you inside right away. Okay, so they are not doing too well. Where are you? Oh, you're charging after the... So the guards won that fight. But I'm hoping here that it will be enough with me capturing the banner here, the flag, as we're sending more and more troops in. It's taken me the full hour to complete this. Right, the enemy unit there was broken. I'm gonna order these two to fire at it. We're gonna see a lot of regiments potentially destroyed here, even though it might not seem like it. Fighting against 6 men. Why don't you just fall back a little bit? Shoot them down. It should be sufficient. Let's go ahead and make line towards the guys against the wall. And actually move this one aside to make it easier for these two to fire at it. And then, oh, god damn it, I was gonna order them to form square again, hoping that makes sure that they will stay. Right, more regiments retreating. But I just captured the flag, and most of the British regiments are in fact retreating, or they are destroyed. And Scotland is now mine. And here's the result of the Siege of Edinburgh. We deployed 9,000 men against 7,200 defenders. The enemy lost everything, while we lost 1,600 men claiming the fort. What we can note here is I killed 5,000. Part of that 2,000 men difference is probably troops. Every one of them died, but I think part of that is the guys who died on the wall. And here's the different kills. Not really important to know because we don't have any named units. What it looks like though is I don't think I lost. I think perhaps I lost 2 regiments. They should be 4 of each. Besides the ones that I moved over. So we're missing. What are we missing? It's the one Kalmar regiment is lost, it looks like, and will not be able to replace because it's so bloody old. That loaded forever, but it did what I thought it was gonna do, and namely destroy the English completely. Scotland was seized, and that means that we have Great Britain is defeated. We have new states emerging because of that. So all of the territories up here have reverted back to their original state. So the Huron just got a massive amount of land. I mean, they had 1 territory left. Now they're up to 4. This was returned to France. And the Black Hills went to the Black Hill tribes. And France got the Northwestern territories. It leaves 1 territory though for me to conquer out here in the middle of nowhere. And pirates emerge. Pirates emerge. The pirates are back on Bahamas. I'm gonna go ahead and land this army so I can go ahead and replenish it. And so I can deal with the pirates before they start recruiting a bunch of stinking troops and navies and stuff to cause trouble for my trade. And then why don't I replenish these units right here? How wonderful! So the British are now completely gone. And I control all of this territory. Now what I want to do is, of course, I want to try and create some states. Namely, Scotland. But it looks like we're going to have to fight the British again, because the British are coming back. Because they're going to be able to seize this territory right here. But there's nothing I can do about it right now. Actually, can I sabotage this force? Successful operation! I might just have saved myself from losing London because I sabotaged them, meaning they cannot move. And we should be able to pursue and destroy this army. And I can have the revolts in Ireland and Scotland go in first. And we would hand over these territories to whoever. Actually, I want to hold on to this a little bit, perhaps a little bit longer, just so I can make sure that they build a school here, because otherwise Ireland's going to be kind of a neutered nation if it doesn't get a school building here. And I'm not entirely sure that the rebels are clever enough to build a school in Cork, but who knows. Let's go ahead and end turn though, and see what we land in, as it were. Riots in Ireland. Note the protest in Scotland. Riots in Scotland. Successful operations. The fleets have now come back. At this point, it's no longer needed for them to come back, but we might as just well send them back to reorganize everything. And then I want to reorganize even more stuff and build for what's to come in to do with the British Isles. But what we have achieved right now is what we set out to achieve. The British were defeated rather rapidly, and yeah, I'll go ahead and out-resolve and get rid of these, and then I'll get around to working to create the end. And then what I think I'll do is we'll add one final video where, I don't know, I invade the Ottomans again or something, just to tie it all together, and I'll show you the world that I had created in terms of setting up the Scottish instead of the British, and whatever else I decide to do. And with that, I think I will say, as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.